Hello traders, this is Blake Morrow and you are listening to the week ahead video for May 17th, 2020. I hope you guys are all having a safe and healthy weekend. There's a few things to talk about because I think this next week's going to be pretty busy as the market looks like we're at a inflection point. But before I get into talking about everything, let me just go ahead and mention if you haven't tried out ForexAnalytix, remember it's only $1 for 10 days. $1, 10 days. Try it out. Download the mobile app. You can get it at the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store. Even if you're just trying it out, download the app so this way you have all of our features at your fingertips because you're going to be using the premium version while you're in your trial. Even if you decide to go with the light version, you'll still want the app on your phone anyway. So make sure you do that, and let's talk about going into this next week. All right. Well, actually, I think what we should do is first and foremost we should talk about last week. Last week was it was fairly choppy, and I'm going to pull up the euro dollar, and this is the daily chart. And you can see we've just been bouncing around from basically 107.60 to 109, and that range I believe is going to break this week. Now, if you're going to ask me, well, what are the catalysts that are going to drive us out of this range? And then I'll give you an indication which way I think it's going. First of all, we have the Fed chairman is testifying on Tuesday and on Thursday. Two totally different events. This isn't the Humphrey Hawkins. I was thinking it was, but I don't believe it is to be. On Tuesday, Fed Chairman Powell is testifying along with Treasury Secretary Mnuchin on the coronavirus aid and relief and the Economic Security Act before the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee in Washington. Okay. Then on Thursday, the Fed chairman is delivering opening remarks at the Fed Listens event on COVID-19. So two totally different events, but I believe he's going to probably, and this is going to be my assumption at this stage, he's probably going to say the Fed's done what they can do, all they can do. And not all they can do, but they've done enough, and now it's fiscal, right? So the reason why I think this is a big deal is because I think this is going to drive us out of this range. And even though we've been as low, if you look at the euro dollar in recent weeks, we've been down to the 107 and a quarter level, and below that we went down to 106. I think we're going to be testing the lower end ranges here. Okay, down towards, I didn't want that to, let me redline, there you go. I think we're going to be trading down through the support down below 107. I think that's what's going to happen. Now, it's not just the euro dollar that I'm looking at either. I mean, if you look at a lot of these majors, like here's the cable, right? I mean, the cable's breaking lower in a head and shoulder pattern. You can see it, pretty clear. And I mean, the way I have it drawn out, since I didn't do the analysis this weekend on ForexAnalytix, I deliver the basic technical analysis throughout the course of the week. The end of day data, just so you guys are, for those of you that use ForexAnalytix here, I do the basic technical analysis. Okay. I do the basic technical analysis at the end of each trading day throughout the course of the week. Plus I do a lot of the intraday stuff, like this would be one of my charts from earlier this week or last week in the cable. All right, so and then myself and Paul Franco, Steve, Amanda, there's a lot of us that actually contribute to the analysis. My analysis is just, you're gonna find it at the end of each trading session, Monday through Thursday. All right, during the weekends, the rest of the team picks up and puts on the analysis. And so the reason why I wanted to explain that is just so you guys know, you're like, wow, some of these charts are a little different. It's because we all have our input that we put in here, and if we see something new that we develop as a team, then it gets posted. All right, so anyway, the reason why I wanted to show you this is because if you look at my head and shoulder pattern with the cable, I mean, here I'll just let you know where the risk is right now. the pound, or the sterling, or the cable, however you want to call it, it looks like we're going to 119. I don't know if you caught it over this weekend. Over the weekend, the Bank of England, the Telegraph was reporting that they're considering implementing negative rates. That's gonna, I mean, the pound's gonna be under pressure. We closed at basically 121. We're probably going to trade early this week. We're probably going to trade down towards 120. And, we might even complete this head and shoulder pattern, sometime this week. That's quite possible. Because it's not just, as I was showing you guys with the euro dollar, right? With the euro dollar, probably breaking through support. You got the cable that's breaking lower. You got the Aussie. The Aussie looks like we've got this bearish wedge here. The Aussie dollar looks like we're going to break through this support here. Oops, I didn't. Had to undo the magnet. We start breaking through 64 cents, 63.70, 63.80. It's going to open up some downside back towards 62. The Kiwi's breaking through this channel support. The US dollar Canadian looks like we're going to break triangle resistance. I'm just showing you guys all the US dollar potential here. Dollar Mexican peso, we have a triangle. We're near their support. So 24.50, probably first level resistance, and then beyond that, I mean, we could go to 25.50, maybe even new trend highs. US dollar Norwegian krona, false breakdown, double bottom. What's to say we can't make it at least to 1080, and quite possibly above 11.25, 11.30 once again with the double bottom playing out. I'm just showing you that the dollar, in my opinion, looks like we can start building some strength. Now, what usually coincides with dollar strength? For those of you guys that think correlations, well, one of the things, in my opinion, is going to be, the S&P. And the S&P, this chart I didn't do, so let me show you over here. So the S&P, we're setting up for a potential head and shoulder pattern. Now I think it's more of a triangle, right? But still, I think the downside is at risk. And what really, in my opinion, is going to trigger a move back below this support is a move below like 2800. So move below 2800, 27, this is 2760 right here on this horizontal line. But this triangle support, I think, comes in around 28. I mean, it's a little below 2800. But if the equity markets break lower, that, in my opinion, is going to bring that dollar strength. Now, could it even be a situation where the dollar starts breaking higher against these currencies, which we're talking about the euro, the cable, the Aussie, the Kiwi? You start to see the dollar really start to rip higher against some of these currencies. Maybe that's what leads the equity markets lower. Now, there's other things that could actually move the market lower this weekend. I mean, if you look at the calendar. I said weekend, I meant week. If you look at the calendar and you go into like Thursday, Friday, what's happening Thursday, Friday that's a big deal? Well, in my opinion, you got all the PMIs that are being released, whether you have flash PMIs in the UK, the US, we have PMIs. We also have PMIs on Friday in Europe. That's the data that the market's going to be looking at more as a leading indicator to how the economy is faring during this lockdown period. These PMI numbers are going to be the market's going to be very sensitive to them. So if you think about that towards the end of the week, that is what could be a driver in the equity markets towards the end of the week. So anyway, those are just a few things to think of. I want to say that, and then I'm sure I'm going to think of something before I'm finished here. But I just want to say, if you're watching this video via YouTube and you think that this is going to be it's going to help you out throughout the course of the week, make sure you give us a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon too. So this way you're notified on your desktop or on your phone when we, have great interviews that we do throughout the course of the week. If you missed them, you can at least listen to the recording via, the YouTube channel. So yeah, make sure you give us a thumbs up, because it makes us all feel good that we're, giving you guys this video every week and, delivering you this analysis. But I do believe this next week's going to be a very busy week. We are consolidating quite extensively. We don't have any central bank, not in the G7 anyway, central bank meetings that we have to be aware of. But I think that these consolidations that you're seeing here in the markets are starting to break, and I think the dollar is at risk of breaking higher against most major currencies. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the remainder of your Sunday. I will see you tomorrow morning on the F.A.C.E webinar with Dale Pinkert, Steve and Stelios, and the rest of the team, and I know we'll have some great interviews going on for you for free next week. So have a great one, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. We'll talk to you soon.